Welcome to Hospo Health. My name's Charles Badenack. I'm a financial advisor at Main Street Financial Solutions in Hobart, and I'm joined by my colleague Michael J. Fox.
Thanks for having me.
Now, Michael, you like today's topic actually. We're going back to the future. We're going to talk about how much you need to retire on. So this is a common question which we get. So, and I suppose one of the key things people want to know when they retire is, how much have I got? How much can I spend? And how long will it last? The $1 million question. So if people retire at 65, most people can now expect to live well into their 80s. So you need to give some thought to how much you need. So in terms of, there are some rules of thumb we use in the industry, aren't there, Mike? Would you want to perhaps talk through those?
Yeah, there's a few old rule of thumb, such as one's the 2/3 rule, which is generally you need to 2/3 of your pre-retirement income in retirement to maintain the standard of living. Obviously, this differs for everybody in their own situation and circumstances, and assumes you're debt-free, mortgage-free, all that sort of thing. And there used to be another old rule of thumb, which was you generally need a lump sum, a capital lump sum of about 15 times what your income needs are. So, in that situation, you say if you need 60,000 a year, you could be looking at somewhere around 900, to meet that.
Okay. What about the Association of Superannuation Funds Retirement Standard? You perhaps want to explain to the viewers what that is and how that's useful for them planning their retirement journey?
Yeah, sure. So the Australian Super Fund Association of Australia come out with what they call a detailed budget breakdown. They update it quarterly, so 4 times a year, and they just go through and itemise what they think a single and a couple need for both a comfortable and a modest retirement. I suppose the difference is, either eating fish fingers or salmon through retirement. But it shows a bit of a breakdown of how much you generally spend on.
I think those figures at the moment are around for a couple to live a comfortable lifestyle, it's around $63,000, and for a single to live a comfortable retirement, it's around $43,000.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's if anyone wants a copy of that, let us know. Happy to send that through. And also, we've actually prepared a chart just in terms of how much do I need to retire on, based on various sort of ages in which you retire and various rates of return, which I think you'll find useful as well, because it is important to start when you're looking at this retirement journey, where do I need to get to? And we can certainly sort of help you through that. But I suppose financial matters are just one part of the equation. We often see that people worry all about the financial side but forget the lifestyle side. So we often talk about sort of retire with purpose, so have something to do. So my father, for example, he's does volunteer driving for the Cancer Council, takes people to and from their cancer appointments, but the brothers and sisters, we often joke that they're in more danger going in his car rather than going to the cancer treatment, but it's a family joke, Michael. But your health is your wealth at the end of the day, because if you're not, and we've seen so many instances, haven't we, where people are financially comfortable but their health is no good, and they give all of their money to be healthy again.
Yep.
And it's the sort of things we take for granted in retirement that are probably the best things.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the things, particularly with males, it's this relevance deprivation. So work is your identity. So you leave work, you leave your professional colleagues, you leave your friends. So you need to sort of build that network up, find something that will replace that for relevance.
Yeah.
What about sort of retirement risks, Michael? What are some of the key retirement risks?
There's quite a few. Obviously, the one that's generally most forefront for most clients is actually firstly running out of capital. So, and if that happens, then you're kind of at the whims of Centrelink. So then you just you receive your age pension each fortnight.
And your age pensions, so from a single, it's about $18,000-$19,000 a year, isn't it?
Yeah, which is not great. And then also you don't have any access to capital for holidays, renovations, those sorts of things. Another one's obviously losing your purchasing power over time. So there's a thing, with inflation, what you could buy, last year for, at the shop for $10 or whatever is now going to might cost 12, 13, 14, 15.
Because we find that often a lot of times where people just have all of their retirement savings sitting in a term deposit. So if you're getting 2% from your term deposit, and the inflation rate I think is around 5.5% at the moment. So you're actually going backwards every year, aren't you?
Yep. So another key, risk is having your investments not aligned to, your risk appetite or how they should be. So if you've invested, heavily in things like shares and property that can go up and down according to a whole range of factors, you come to a coronavirus Mark II or a GFC or something like that, you can kind of fundamentally blow up your retirement.
But Michael, this retirement planning is like sport though, isn't it? Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
It is.
So with an appropriate portfolio where you've got an appropriate mix of defensive and growth assets, and you can actually sort of ride out the bumps and troughs that we're experiencing at the moment.
Yep.
So thank you very much for those insights, Michael. Much appreciated, and thank you everyone for watching.